How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Massive Beer Reviews. I'm back to yet another review. And a little local affair, local to me anyway, in the form of SØLE Artisanal Ales. It is their Artistry and Alchemy. It's an Imperial Stout brewed with maple syrup. Really excited to give this a whirl for a couple reasons. Local. Love to see local guys make it good. Haven't had this yet because it literally came out a couple hours ago, and just picked it up and figured, hey, let's do a local review. So yeah, and the other reason I'm excited to give it a roll because I never had it before, like I said, so I could keep repeating myself or start the fucking review. Anyway, as far as what it says on the bottle, it says SØLE Artisanal Ales. You know me and my artisanal. Not a big fan of the word artisanal, whatever you want to call it, or artisan. This is artisan ales, not artisanal, by the way. But I'm getting over my douchebaggery over that word, so there you go. SØLE Artisan Ales. Artistry and Alchemy. Imperial Maple Stout. 9.1% alcohol by volume. Let's see. Artisan Alchemy is a luscious imperial stout brewed with copious amounts of dark Vermont maple syrup, oatmeal, and a plethora, love that word, of roasted malts. Velvety, warming, and luscious complexity will develop with age. Enjoy fresh or age for maturity. That's pretty much it. Brewed and bottled by SØLE Artisanal Ales, or Artisan. I keep saying artisanal. Pittston, PA. They contract brew out of a local SBC, Susquehanna Brewing Company. Very big, very state-of-the-art brewery, so they contract out of there. Yeah, super excited to give it a whirl. I've actually had one of their beers previously. It was their Clink, which I believe is a dry hopped pale, I believe. It's quite nice, so super excited to give this a whirl. Label-wise, first off, fucking awesome. Very, very simple label design. Their whole art design is very basic, but it's polished to fuck. So you could tell either whoever designed it knows what the fuck they're doing, whether they did it in the house or had a company do it. Really well done. Basic to the point. Very different, but it reminds me a lot of Burlington Brewery Company out of Burlington up north in New England. It's complicated being a wizard. It was very just single line graphics, and it's kind of caught my eye. Their art is not similar, but same vein. Simple, to the point, but pretty damn awesome. So there you go. Let's give this sucker a whirl. Maple syrup. You had me at maple syrup, man. Hopefully she shows improves. 9.1% alcohol by volume. You know, it's a sessioner. So yeah. Let's see what she's got. Half a finger, khaki colored head. Decent creaminess to it. Pretty good back bubbles. Really not much of a head to speak of or anything like that. Yeah. She looks like stout. Maybe Imperial Porter Stout, somewhere along those lines. Glean a little bit of color on the pour. You got a decent amount of color, but you definitely glean a little bit of color through the beer. This glass I have here actually divots down, so the beer goes in the stem a bit, so you can get a little bit of color through it. Nice, brownish color. Maybe a touch of reddishness to it, but that's pretty much it. The brown could be. So let's get a nose on her. Smell roasted malt from here. Yeah, I'm getting roasted malts out the butt. Like I said, you can smell it from here. Ton of roasted malts. Maybe even a subtle hint of like a coffee from it too. So I'm getting roasted malts. Doesn't seem like it's a super sweet, non-acidic, non-bittering malt. Seems like there might be a touch of bitterness in there, but I'm getting roasted malts, maybe a touch of coffee, maple syrup. I'm getting a sweetness from there. Probably from the maple syrup, more like brown sugary, but it's very subtle. It's not really big. So overall, just by smelling it now, it just smells like a big roasty, toasty Imperial Stout. Imperial Brown Ale, maybe. Or an Imperial Porter kind of thing. Kind of hard to tell from the nose, but it smells pretty damn nice. So yeah. So she looks cool. She smells cool. Let's see what she tastes like. Cheers. It's all about those roasted malts, man. Big, huge roasted malts. That's like by far 100% star to show. It's like somewhere between like a chocolate covered espresso kind of chocolatey malt kind of going in. Subtle, very subtle coffee notes, but you're also getting a subtle kind of chocolate from there. Nice mouthfeel. Medium mouthfeel. Nothing's never going to be confused with being dense or thick. You are getting a bitterness from that roasted malt. It's not overly impactful. It's there, and you're getting it, but it's not enough to kind of turn you off on it. But typically not a big fan of super bittering in my roasted malts when it comes to Imperial Stouts. Again, calling this an Imperial Stout, kind of a stretch. Imperial Brown Ale, Imperial Porter would be more like it, I guess you would say. Not really stout-like, but it's still fucking good, which is all that fucking matters. Maple syrup. Supposed to be the start of the show. Trumpeting it on there. Imperial Maple Stout. Very subtle. Very subtle. Probably get it. This on the back there. It lingers a bit, but it's very subtle on the back. You get a touch of maple syrup, and that's pretty much it. Really cool beer. Fun beer. One of the, how should I say this? One of the better, bigger, darker, more robust offerings made locally. So that's pretty cool. And like this is it's their third beer out the chute. They made that one, like I said, they made the Clink, and then they have another one. This is the third one that they've produced. I'm sure they've produced more than 3. But this is the third one out of the chute, and it's pretty damn nice. So, I mean, like I said, just if you were to strip that kind of bittering off the roasted malt a bit, for me, that would make it decent bit better and kind of jack up the maple in it a little bit more. If you don't actually take a sip and let it sit for a while, it starts to build a little bit, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, it's a really fun beer. So let's talk about it for a bit. Is it one of the better beers I've had as of late? No. Is it one of the better local beers I've had as of late? Absolutely. Would I buy it again? Yes. For a couple reasons. One, you always want to support the local guys. And 2, it's a really nice, well-done beer. They actually say it on the label about like letting it mature, letting it age. I really like to see how this kind of hashes itself out over time, being that it's infinitely fresh. To see where it goes with time. So I bought a 4-pack. Probably going to drink those sooner rather than later, but I'll pick up another one or maybe a couple more and kind of let them sit and see how they track. Value and availability, $12 for a 4-pack. Not too shabby for a local guy. That's about in-line price point-wise. You probably want to be a little bit less. Maybe more around the $10 range, but again, you're just kind of hoping and dreaming for shit like that. Availability, I mean, it came out tonight, but I guess it's not gonna be like everywhere in northeastern Pennsylvania, but it's gonna be semi-readily available. So yeah, if you like what we like this, if you like roasted stouts, or should I say Imperial Porters, that's where I put it at. Name Nazism, whatever. I don't really care about that shit as long as the beer is good, but if I'm gonna force to be classified in it, I'd put it in Imperial Brown Ale, Imperial Porter before I make it an Imperial Stout. If you like those kind of beers, if you like maple syrup, even though it's very subtle, it's there. And if you like well-made beer, because it's made pretty well. Like I said, again, local guys gotta love it when local guys make good. So, so another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. If you did or you didn't or somewhere in between, please leave a comment in the comment section below and like, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. If you want to check us out anywhere else on the internet, you can. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Untapped, Massive Beers, and all 4 of those places. And yeah, another review down. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a nice maple-based beer right now. Hopefully see you next time. Cheers.